If past self ever gets to jump forward in time and look at this video, it'll get a little easier.
Yeah, it's going to be okay. They're actually going to like each other. Yeah. And I actually remember your mom telling me that. We're talking about kids' relationships and how they grow. Siblings.
Sibling relationships.
Yes, absolutely. Mm-hmm. So I wanted to talk about this because I'm seeing them grow together. And I'm talking about our two boys and even our daughter with them. Now, she's 7 years older than them. So that immediately sets her apart. Like, she's going to experience everything 7 years in advance before they do. First, she was really happy to take care of them. They were, young and they were babies and she loved cuddling. Yeah. But then once they became work and got on her nerves, she was done. And then even with the boys, they used to fight a lot. There's a lot of friction. They're 1 and 2. They're born back to back. So they're constantly fighting for dominance. Mm-hmm. And it was, I feel like, clearly over a decade, right? And now with Amir being 20 and Michael being 18, about to turn 19, they're friends. And I love to see it. I love to see this friendship that they have. They spend time with one another, with Mike being home from college and Demi reaching out, individual times just to check on them. I appreciate the relationships that are growing that I really didn't see. I really wasn't sure was going to happen when they were much younger.
Yeah, it reminds me of Golden State basketball. Golden State basketball is exactly the opposite of what you used to typically get at the park. You play ball at the park, and for some reason, everybody's clumped up together. Everybody wants the ball. They want to do a last-second dime pass to the guy to do the layup. But Golden State plays a brand of basketball that has these wide-open passing lanes. Those guys are like really 5-star spread across the floor, which means there's big holes in the defense. And that space allows each person to individually shine. Mm-hmm. I'm Steph Curry. I can shoot from way out here. So you got to guard me out here. Opens your defense up, which means Draymond over there, Clay over there. It's wide open passes and cuts that can happen. Every player is incredible. So that thing that you're talking about in terms of their relationship, mm-hmm. It didn't happen as a result of age. It happened as a result of spreading the floor. Like Demi's off in New York, right? Yeah. Michael's off in Greensboro. Amir's working here. And that space allows these relationship holes to open up. And now they're relating because before that, they're all kind of occupying the same space at the same time.
It's hilarious that you brought that full circle, because when you started talking about Golden State basketball, I'm like, what are you talking about? Where are you going with this? That's funny.
Yeah.
Now that you say it, I'm like,
What I've always said about the boys being so close in age is that they compete for everything. They compete for the food. They compete for the attention. They compete for their friend circle.
Yes.
And
everything.
And so now with them having space, and each individually going off into the world and then can bring those resources and stories and friendships back. Yeah. The space I needed to flourish and be my own person allows me to have a better relationship with you.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
It's very true, though. It's just nice to see at times when I happen to be, if I'm looking for Amir and I walk into his room and he's not in there, and then I go to Brendan's room, which is right next door, and they're both in there listening to music. Mm-hmm. I would have never saw that coming, say 12 years ago. Never.
The last time it was like this was when they were sharing a room as kids, and Amir would get out of his bed and go over and spoon his brother.
Yeah, he did.
There's your thumbnail for this.
Yeah, definitely. He loved his brother when they were little. He did. And he shared all the time.
Right. Hint to parents and maybe to my past self. If past self ever gets to jump forward in time and look at this video, it'll get a little easier.
Yeah, it's going to be okay. They're actually going to like each other. Yeah. And I actually remember your mom telling me that.
Oh, yeah?
I don't think that you guys fought, but you and Russ were like 6-7 years apart.
Yeah.
And so I remember her saying, it's going to get better. They're going to like each other. And I remember thinking to myself, when she said it, I remember thinking to myself, that's never going to happen. Like, they competed with everything.
They're so close in age. Yeah. Parents all over the world, if you're going through it because your kids are close in age and they're home, if you can raise them right long enough so that they have opportunities to leave the house.
Yeah, separately.
Then it can get really good
better
later on.
Yeah, definitely.